3, 2.
Welcome to Geopolitics in Conflict Breaking News. Important stuff, David. We just got word that the United States has special ops, military ops in Taiwan.
Well, indeed. Whoever thought, And just for you to know, we did confirm this information this morning, as a matter of fact, and it turns out to be true. The United States had, and I use the past, some special ops unit in Taiwan for almost a year. They are training, helping the local military trained on how to handle amphibious activities. And we all know what does it mean. So
that means that the United States is preparing Taiwan for a war.
Yeah, and that would not be a good outcome.
We keep looking at Taiwan as Beijing's red line. They're going, we've had enough of this century of humiliation and colonialism, and here we are facing it again in 2021 over Taiwan.
And the thing now that is the emerging questions right now is, did the U.S. at least consulted with its allies in the region? Probably they didn't know. Nobody knew.
Good question, but the United States seems to be doing a lot of that. They just act unilaterally.
Exactly. And for pushing Taiwan towards this with special ops, usually anytime, as a former military myself, back in the day, usually anytime you deploy special ops, that's usually a preparation for a military conflict. That is where the concern is. And it will be very, very concerning. You can just see why China is on the edge, and that explains why 2 days ago they had about 56 planes hovering over near the borders with Taiwan. They didn't invade the airspace over Taiwan per se, but they were close by. As a matter of fact, I did find out, and I'm going to share with you, they were over a total of about 150 flights. That included the J-16 jet fighters.
Mm-hmm.
That included the H-6 strategic bombers. And the Y-8 submarine spotting aircrafts. So, which means what? Either China was aware of the U.S. Special Ops presence there, or China wants to see, literally, testing the water to see what are the capabilities in Taiwan.
With approximately 50% of the Taiwanese wanting to be connected to the mainland China, it seems that the Chinese government would have very little difficulty finding out what's really going on there when half the population is willing to tell them.
Exactly, and some geopolitical analysts are asking the question that here's the thing. Before I say the question, a lot of people concur or agree that Taiwan, it's what's going to define President Xi's presidency. That's the bottom line to it. In other words, if Taiwan didn't reunite with the motherland under his watch, his legacy will be gone. His legacy is bringing Taiwan back home. Usually we use the term invasion, but as I explained one time to some of our viewers who made a comment, we use the term invasion when there are military operations involved. Usually, who is in a right mind will think that a country will invade itself. Just common sense. That's like for us in the United States saying, okay, the United States is going to invade Hawaii. That just doesn't make any sense. But yet we use the term invasion, not in the terms of how it might be interpreted by some, except that is linked to when there are military activities.
Well, one of the things about the word invasion is it incites and inflames emotion. Oh, you mean the big bad Chinese government's going to invade, as opposed to they're going to do an operation to reincorporate one of their provinces.
And that was one of the whole reason why the U.S. ended up sending special ops, is because it was a hearing in the Senate Sub-Intelligence Committee about 9 months ago, and the former head of the naval, the Sixth Fleet, he told the committee members that China could invade Taiwan within the next 5 years. And now with this information coming out as far as the secret mission of the U.S. in Taiwan, China could take it over before 5 years, and that is where the concern China is having right now, and rightly so, because that leads you now to see the idea of, okay, how do ASEAN countries is going to now be reacting to this emerging?
They have to get the implication to them. If this goes into a limited nuclear war, everybody loses, including all the Asian nations.
Yeah, the ASEAN one, and even for Taiwan, how it's going to impact them psychologically once they find out, oh, there are special ops in our soil we didn't know about.
This goes. The psychological implications of this are pretty outrageous. One thing, so much of the population from Taiwan actually works someplace in say, Shanghai or something. That's 10%.
Wow.
That's a huge portion. Then we have, it's teetering right on the edge of people want to reunite immediately, and people say, well, we want our own. The next election could change the whole scenario. If the current president and current government's voted out, there's that possibility.
That's for sure. And all this, it's what prompts some to be arguing that, is the U.S. fueling tensions in that part of the world, by selling arms to, as a matter of fact, I did find out that the overall military spending of Taiwan, it is almost similar to that of Singapore. And yet Singapore has a quarter of Taiwan's population. So it becomes just the question of how the countries in the region is going to be thinking.
Yeah.
Are we in the verge of it? And that's a big, big concern. And that's where we see, we wanted to bring this news to you to let you know about the emergence of this information. So we hope you find this information. And by the way, make sure to join us tomorrow for live stream.
We'll be talking about this a little bit more and several other very interesting, timely issues going on in the world today.
Exactly. And as always, stay informed. Till next time. Bye-bye.